In the city of Barrie, 90 kilometers north of Toronto, this is how some people are now living, in tents beside downtown streets. The municipal government wants this to end and is taking unprecedented steps to make that happen.
It's giving us more resources to be able to take on what we know is a massive emergency.
So Barrie has declared a state of emergency, tapping additional legal powers to force unhoused individuals, many with addictions, to move.
The intention is to help people get into service, and if they don't get into service, they're going to be receiving trespassing orders to move on.
Earlier this summer, the city put up trespass notices at this park and ordered those living inside to leave.
A lot of those people are my friends, and they only had 24 hours to move, and there are so many homeless people in this city.
That report from Global News. Now, the situation in Barrie in Ontario is one that may seem a little familiar to all of us in Metro Vancouver. It's a city that seems to have been overwhelmed by street encampments and disorder. Now, the mayor in Barrie declared a state of emergency in September. So how has that worked? Well, Vancouver's about to find out because Mayor Ken Sim is hosting the Mayor of Barrie tomorrow morning. And Mayor Ken Sim is with us now to talk about that. Thank you for being here.
Thanks for having me, Simi.
What do you hope to learn from Mayor Alex Nuttall?
Well, there are a couple of things. First of all, it's a session where we're both going to learn, and not just us. The fire chief and the police chief from Barrie are coming in as well, and so we have an opportunity to share our experiences and also learn from what their unique situation is and how we take the learnings and implement them so we make our cities better.
Okay, so is there a message, do you think, that Vancouver can learn about from what's going on in Barrie?
Oh, absolutely. I think every time you speak with people and they have their unique situations and the challenges that they've dealt with, and obviously there are going to be some things that didn't work, but some things that really did work. We can take those learnings and implement them into Vancouver.
Now, we obviously had our own problems with street encampments. We've had quite a few large ones. Mm-hmm. What is it that you think, the last 4 years, like you've done differently being mayor, that has meant that some of those have been cleared out? Like, are you staying on top of them? What was the direction to city staff on that?
Yeah, look, we were very clear. That public safety and implemented in a compassionate, empathetic way was a priority for our administration. But we weren't going to shy away from it. And so back in April of 2023, after 8 months of working with individuals and finding people who needed shelter space and housing, we made the decision to clear up the incredibly dangerous situation was the encampment. And so we did that. And since then, if you look at the situation before, it was untenable. We had over 300 structures on Hastings. You had Crab Park, Strathcona Park, Oppenheimer Park, all in disarray.
Oh, we remember, yeah.
Yeah. And so guess what? If you go by any one of those parks, now obviously, tents do pop up from time to time, but they get taken down right away. Crab Park for the first time in, since the last administration, is open to the 6,000 residents that live within a 10-minute walk of Crab Park. Oppenheimer Park and Strathcona, they're being, they're free to be used and enjoyed by local residents as well. And so that was important to us, and we're not letting go.
If that's the case, then do you think Barrie can learn things from Vancouver's approach on this?
Oh, absolutely. This is a definite situation where we're sharing experiences and we can learn from each other.
Okay, so what is the direction then? Like, what has changed so much that the city is making sure these encampments aren't kind of taking root there? What are staff supposed to do? Well,
I think it's twofold or threefold. First of all, being very clear that it's a priority of our administration. Secondly, providing the resources. And so sometimes people think it's just policing. Well, we did commit to 100 new police officers. And for the first time in 15 years, our police service is fully funded. But that's just the tip of the iceberg. Vancouver Fire and Rescue Services, which does a lot of work in the downtown east side, as an example, for the first time in 8 years, they're fully funded. Our engineering department, which actually does the bulk of the work there. They've been completely supported as well. And so I think, it's being very clear what we stand for, then providing the resources, but then also being diligent, saying this isn't a one and done. We're not just trying to tick a box. We want sustainable, long-lasting improvements. And so it's the commitment thereafter.
Are you concerned, though, about that? Because you talked about police being fully funded. We heard last week that they're saying they're running over budget because of overtime and things that they've had to respond to. Same with Vancouver Fire Services. There's the 0% property tax increase, which people say is going to result in layoffs. How realistic is it to say they're going to continue to be fully funded?
Very confident that they will be fully funded. And so what people have to realize is the City of Vancouver, our budget's over $3 billion when you add the capital as well. And so there are opportunities to find cost savings and revenue opportunities that will get us to the mean zero. And there are things that are out of our control when it comes to, let's say, police service, costs that we will 100% be committed to. For example, ECOM, they hit us with a big bill. That's 911. So our decision is, do we pay the bill or do we create our own 911? Obviously, in this situation, we're going to pay the bill. We have to. When an incredibly unfortunate, tragic event like Lapu Lapu happens, it's not as if we're going to say, well, we don't have room in the budget to, give it the attention that it deserves. Obviously, we are going to step up and make sure that, that is well served when it comes from a police service perspective. Or protests. Vancouver is a core city. And with all due respect to Burnaby, New Westminster, and Langley, you don't have protests, sir. They all come to Vancouver. And we have a duty to make sure that people can exercise their democratic right to express, their voices in a safe manner. And we will provide that environment. And unfortunately, when you have situations that happen over the world that get people riled up, that's just something we have to deal with. And public safety is paramount to our administration, and we will continue to invest in public safety.
We've also heard this week, the park board talking about this. They're concerned about the size of the cut that they are going to have to deal with. Like, what is your response to that?
We've been very clear. Zero means zero, and we are also protecting core services. And so when it comes to libraries, community centers, fire services, police services, those will not be subject to cuts whatsoever. And so,
You're saying they have to find a way?
Well, everyone has to find a way in the sense that I think we owe it to the residents of Vancouver. I think what's getting lost in the noise here is that there are a lot of people that are struggling just to put a meal on the table. There are people that are struggling to make rent or to make their, mortgage payments. And we owe it to the residents and the people and the businesses here to provide a great city that's safe with opportunity, but also be fiscally responsibility so we can make life a little bit more affordable for the people that want to call this place home and who want to live here or work here. And that's what we're committed to doing. It's a hard task, but we're up to the challenge. And that's why we're here, because other administrations weren't.
And that's why you're going to be talking to the Mayor of Barrie about that, I'm sure, tomorrow, which reminds me, with the bail reform bill that came up in Ottawa in the last couple of weeks, the federal budget yesterday, is there anything that the federal government is doing right now you think that is helpful to what Vancouver's trying to do? Yeah,
we've been lobbying for well over a year now to have movement on bail reform for violent repeat offenders. And so there has been movement, so we're happy. We're cautiously optimistic with the movement with the federal government, but the devil's in the details and how we operationalize it. So a lot of positive movement. The budget, as you know, just came out, so we're still trying to digest it, and we're trying to see how that actually helps Vancouverites when it comes to affordability, housing attainability, and infrastructure. For example, UBCX, the extension of the SkyTrain or the subway out to UBC, that's in our national strategic interest, and it's great for the local economy and students and businesses. And
but where is it?
Exactly. Devil's in the details. I actually had a conversation with the president of the UBC yesterday at a different function as well, and so we're trying to digest how that actually affects us. And so, like I said, it just came out. Devil's in the details.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned.